a pleasant surprise. Now, if I'm correct, this is not the first time this partnership has come together, as I believe these two have written and are working on 4, 5, and 6 of the Saw movie franchise. Though in my opinion, that's not really saying very much. However, this is not to say this film lacks much, as I am going to start out by saying I was very impressed. The film begins with a man named Arkin, who really seems to be down on his luck both financially and family-wise, played by Josh Stewart. He ends up meeting his wife, played by Andrea Roth, who points out pretty abruptly that they need to pay off a debt that is unknown to the audience. Arkin then finds himself going to some sort of mob down at the strip joint, who he is informed of a house down the way in which he works that has a safe that is most likely loaded. The mob, being the evil guys that they are, cut a deal 50-40 and send him off alone with little equipment to rob the house. And that's where he finds out there's someone already there, who happens to be named the Collector. Now this guy has already set up evil killer traps, and already the house has tied up all the family members up in separate killer traps also of their own, in which he begs the question of why there were other killer traps around the house. Arkin is left with the choice of whether to get himself the hell out of there or to stay there and help the family escape. Well, being the good main character he is, Arkin decides to make the noble choice of an average good guy and comes to the rescue, or so he thinks. I really believe this movie is a smart version of an average Saw film, which is why this does not deserve the unnecessary hated reviews it received back in the past summer when it premiered. Now, I do believe that some of those reviews come from the dislike of extreme gore in which films, which is why I should mention, if you do not or cannot endure intense gore, this movie is not for you. Although this film definitely has some strong points, such as the atmosphere in which this film takes place. It has a sort of stress feel to it, which is perfect for a hardcore thriller such as itself. I also highly enjoyed the music in the film. It blended perfectly between the tensions of the kills and feel of the movie. This is all what led up to such a good, scary horror film. Now at this time, I'd like to say, to bring up an important scene, I found interesting towards the end of the film, in which the Collector himself stands up and the camera shot is focused on a shattered mirror where the Collector appears. Now, I don't know if the director just wanted to give a cool shot to add some atmosphere, or that means something more such as a reference to characters, being how he is broken as a human, and that's why he turns to kill. Anyway, call me crazy, but I always enjoy redeeming something out of a horror film such as that. Now, unfortunately, I want to take time now to bring up parts of the film that I did not enjoy so much. One of those things would definitely be the cast. I didn't think Josh Stewart was properly cast for the role. I'm not saying that he did a bad job or anything, but my opinion, he felt like both evil and dreamy on the screen. I'm sorry, Josh, if you heard that. I'm a big fan. Anyway, I also did not like the daughter of Arkin, as I know we are supposed to care for her, but I really did not care for her at all. The last thing I didn't like would definitely be the end of the film, although I'm not saying what it is. I felt very unsatisfied in general. All in all, though, I am going to tell you to, if you liked a good Fright Night or a horror film, go ahead and put this in the queue at Netflix or pop by your nearest video store to check it out. This film is definitely underrated, but if you're a person that thinks of himself or herself as a hardcore horror movie fan just because they saw Twilight, then please don't go see this film.